few comments on the great debate that will likely ensue following this week's historic event. Should we begin calling Mr. Obama Emperor, King, Your Majesty, perhaps Dear Leader, or some other appropriate title commensurate to his new powers, more descriptive of his newly appropriated powers as ruler of what was once a constitutional republic? Frankly, I never thought for even a moment that our president could ever be considered modest or in any way humble. That's because, shame on me, I always doubted him, but took him at his word when he dismissed the very idea of issuing an executive order on immigration because he claimed he wasn't an emperor.
I'm the President of the United States. I'm not the Emperor of the United States. My job is to execute laws that are passed. To the notion that I can just suspend deportations through executive order, that's just not the case.
I know some people want me to bypass Congress and change the laws on my own, but that's not how our system works.
Well, that's how our system works now, apparently. His Highness had a change of heart last night, or at least revealed his change of heart last night. And today he is emperor in all but name. And now that the great one, if you will, has overturned a constitutional republic that had outlasted more than a few mediocrities and knaves in the Oval Office and fools in the lesser branches, you will admit that it is, in his address last night, His Royal Highness might have begun using the royal we. But as if to demonstrate his now awesome humility, the great leader eschewed the royal pronoun and made use of the almost common first person in his address last night. He was almost thrifty in its use, using me, myself, and I a mere 31 times in 15 minutes.
When I took office, I committed, I began, I could, while I worked, I continue, I have the league before me. I'll make it easier. I want to say, I know sometimes I'm taking my authority, me acting, I have one answer. I want, the day I sign, I take, but I understand, myself included. I know some, I hear, I know that, let me tell you, I've seen the courage. Tomorrow I'll travel.
Republicans, stunned by the leader's spectacularly bold performance, now are understandably upset at his appropriation of power and his brazen use of what was once theirs until now.
The president has taken actions that he himself has said are those of a king or an emperor, not an American president. And he's doing this at a time when Americans want nothing more than both parties to focus on solving the biggest problems in our country, starting with our still struggling economy.
It is sad to ponder how shaken the Republicans are. Having vanquished their foes at the polls, relishing their victory, returning to our nation's capital filled with pride and grand design, only to find themselves suddenly diminished, their power usurped along with our beloved Constitution. A new title for Mr. Obama does come to mind: Barack the Usurper. It has a ring to it, doesn't it? The ring of truth, don't you think? And now, our quotation of the evening. Not really a quote, but another verse of Scripture. Psalm 146:3. Quote, "Put not your trust in princes, in a son of man, in whom there is no salvation." We're coming right back.